They said keep your head down, mind your own street. That's not your problem, worry about me. They said stay in your lane, trust the plan, focus on your people you don't understand. They said this is about safety, this is about law. Don't get emotional, that's not what this is for. Funny how fear always borrows the language of reason and calls it common sense. You know who else said that? Look the other way. You know who else said that? It won't touch you anyway. They said pick your side, they said close your eyes every time a line was crossed by telling good people who they're allowed to care about. Yeah. They said these ones are criminals, danger in disguise. They're the rot in the walls, the reason morals die. They said crime comes with faces, decay comes with names. Blame the outsiders so we don't take the blame. They lied until the lie felt true. Said order needs a sacrifice and call cruelty necessary, while they slept just fine at night. Funny how blame works better than truth, when the truth would point back at you. You know who else said that? They're all the same. You know who else said that? They're why this country's changed. They said protect what's left, they said cleanse the line, and dressed up fear as virtue while calling mercy a crime. They didn't start with camps, they started with silence. Didn't start with chains, they started with names. They said stay neutral, they said stay out, as if watching cruelty wasn't choosing a side. History keeps receipts, it doesn't care what you meant. It only asks where you stood when it counted. You know who else said that? Every time before. You know who else said that? Right before the door slammed shut. They said this is normal, they said this is fine, till history wrote their silence down as consent in a different ink than lies. You know who else said